I'm Tara, and I'm here today with Shaun Hampton from Scapscapes.com. And this is a company that does HR work really through outsourcing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to talk with us today a little bit about how we can be more efficient and effective in our business. Isn't that something that we all want? You know, in today's economy, we are on the hustle and bustle. We want to increase our bottom line and be more effective and efficient.
Absolutely.
And you've got 5 tips to help us do that in business. So
Right.
what's your first tip?
It starts with the hiring process, and the hiring process is important in the fact that you're trying to find those key people. In the hiring process, I think it's very important to come up and create a job-specific list of questions you're going to ask the applicant. Also, if you're hiring or interviewing several people for that position, ask the same set of questions to the same people. That's very important for discriminatory reasons. Another important tip is to try to have 2 people in the interview, 2 company representatives, again for discriminatory reasons, but also it allows you to, in case you forget something, just to be very thorough in the application process.
Okay. And really that interview is you're checking them out, they're checking you out. It's a chance for both people to say, is this going to be a good match?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what's your second tip?
The orientation process, I think, is very important. It's something that usually falls through the cracks. Very often you'll hire someone and you're not sure what to do with them, and they're not sure what they're supposed to do on that first week, and they kind of flounder around a little bit. And so I think to have a very thorough job description, first and foremost, is very important. Little things like a tour of the facility, just to find out where they're going and be more efficient. Sometimes they're wandering around wondering where things are. And then lastly, I think it's important, too, to have a very good job description so they know exactly what they need to do and so forth.
It's interesting. That seems so simple. Give a person a tour of the facility, and it's probably just something that we overlook.
Absolutely.
But I would assume if you can make that orientation process more effective and really have a step A, step B that people go through, you're hiring, moving into the job, it's going to be an easier transition.
You go through the gate that much quicker and more efficiently.
Great. What's your third tip?
Workers' compensation. I just think it's something that people overlook, and it's something that is a mandatory requisite. If you have one employee in the state of Colorado, you must have workers' compensation.
Really?
It is a requisite, and it's very important to have. And if you don't have it, and an injury happens on the job, prepare for a lawsuit. It's something it can be very dangerous and detrimental to your business.
So make sure that's in place.
Absolutely.
What's your fourth tip?
Fourth tip is retention. Once you have the person on board, and that goes along with training, the retention factor is very important. It's very expensive to hire good people, bring them on, train them. You want to retain them.
Sure.
One of the most important things you can do is to provide things like health insurance, things like supplementary insurance, things like a 401k plan. It's proven in studies that those who are offering their key employees good benefits have better retention factors.
I had heard a study that people will actually look for a job for their benefits over their salary.
It's gotten so costly that a lot of people do that, and it's important to provide a very good product for your employees.
That's going to be when they're not looking to go next door.
Well, you want them to be healthy as well, and it helps for on the job if they're not homesick all the time and so forth.
Okay, what's your next tip?
Last tip is the termination process. It's the inevitable, but it's just as important as the hiring process. It's in the door, out the door. It's something that can be very detrimental to your company, and you have to do it properly. It's one that, again, you have to have written and verbal disciplinary actions in writing and so forth, and I think it's a very good idea to have 2 company representatives in that exit or termination meeting as well.
So just like there were 2 bringing you on, there's 2 that
It's just important for discriminatory reasons.
And so you really need to have a paper trail.
You do. You have to follow that very strongly, and I'd suggest that.
Now, with Staffscapes, one of the things that you do is you really, for that company that wants the benefits of an HR department, wants to be able to kind of take that responsibility off so that they could free up their time to be more effective, they come to you.
You hit it on the head. In today's economy, it's difficult. And what we do is we take away all those requisite things that you have to provide, the taxes, the payroll, the workers' comp, unemployment, COBRA, all of those things. And the labor laws change constantly. If you can take that away, focus in on your core competencies. If you're a plumber, now you can focus in on plumbing. It's one of those items where now you can do something that maybe your competition isn't. And you can focus more on employee evaluations and all those other things that we talked about that are more important, that are more profitable towards your business.
So this is really a unique concept. I had actually never heard of a company that does quite what you guys do, and I think probably more and more companies that can't afford to have an HR department, this is a very good option
Yes,
to outsource.
especially for small to mid-sized businesses that don't have that department internally.
Great. Well, you can find out more about your company, Staffscapes, and what you do. We'll have your website listed here. And you're offering something free for our viewers.
I
So
am.
tell us a little bit about that, because we all like free. Free is for me.
If they go to our website, we have a top 10 to-do list, if you will, for hiring and some of the things, the practices we talked about today in more thorough detail. And it's, have
And that's
them
a
go.
free download.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here
Thank
today.
you. I appreciate you having
Thank
me.
you for stopping by, and we will see you next week right here on FFB.